All right, like we said, it's day 4 of the National Nutrition Week, and today we are focusing on busting some nutrition myths. Now, post the pandemic, we all know that there seems to be a lot more chatter about health and nutrition, but do we really understand it in depth? There are so many on social media who sort of propagate these quick weight loss diets, detox diets, as they say they should get into if you've had a weekend of binge. Carbs are your enemy, many say, if you want to fit into your jeans. But what exactly is the truth? What are these superfoods? Should the detox diet actually help you, or will it harm your gut health? Do these diets cause imbalances in vitamins and mineral deficiencies in your body, as many say? In middle of all this excessive information, how do you separate the fact from fiction? And how do we really know when we are doing our body a favor and when we are actually harming it? To help us separate the wheat from the chaff, as they say, we have a nutrition powerhouse joining us this morning. First up, we've got Shikha Agarwal. She's a digital creator and health and wellness consultant who's no stranger to struggle herself. She lost about 60 kilos herself and thus knows the hardship behind it as well. She was featured on Forbes. She got some strong opinions on keto craze, gut health, and what really works when it comes to long-term weight loss. Lovely to have you this morning. Can I first start by asking you, Shikha, on the most popular thing that people talk about these days, which is carb is your biggest enemy, and they completely cut it out of their diet, cancel it out of their diet completely. Are you in favor?
No, not at all. So, we should understand that any diet which has a name is not meant for us. And any diet which takes away from our food heritage is not meant for us. And any diet which gives importance to one food group and eliminate the other food group is not meant for our body. Like, for example, it's just a marketing gimmick. Every year, the ultra processed food and the pharmaceutical industry, they come with a diet, hashtag diet trend. So one year they will say don't have fat. The other year they will say don't have carbs. So it is all the marketing gimmick so that we move away from our own farm and we move away from our own farmer and go towards the food industry and the packaged food. Because when one food group is given more importance and the other food is just eliminated, we are very much, attracted towards the food which we are not supposed to have, which is the packaged food. And that is what every year these food industry and the pharmaceutical industry is doing. And also we should understand we are Indians. Okay, so there's a lot of diversity in our food. And when we eliminate one group, we are shrinking the diversity. We are shrinking the gut microbiome. We are shrinking the availability of our food. And we are meant to have carbs. So if we go by our genes, we are not supposed to eliminate carbs completely. And carbs has a lot of functions. It is important for the RNA and the DNA synthesis. It is important for our, brain functions. It is important for many hormonal production. It is important for antibodies. It's important for the bowel movement. So if you eliminate this, so you eliminate all these important things. What is more important, the choice of the right carbs. Okay, the right carbs are the carbs which have the low glycemic index. Yeah. So the carbs which have the high glycemic index, which take less time to spike the glucose level, we need to avoid all those carbs and we should switch over to carbs like the millets, which is grown in our own land, and vegetables and fruits which has low glycemic index. We should have those carbs rather eliminating the carbs completely from our diet. And also one more thing I would like to mention that
So
we always think only insulin hormone is responsible for weight loss, which is directly correlated to carbs consumption, but it is a myth. There's a lot of hormones which are responsible for weight loss, like GLP-1, then there is estrogen, then there is leptin. So there are other hormones also. So we always emphasize on one thing, and the other industry make the full use of all those myths. So I completely say we should not.
I think the lack of the right information out there is the one that leads into all of this. And I agree with what you're saying, that you're and in a typical Indian diet or a South Asian diet as well, we like our food, and conventional old timers will tell you go back to your nani dadi diet, have a food
Yes.
with two kinds of vegetables and a dal and a salad and a pickle, and ensure that you're having your rice or your
Yes.
rotis, but not go for a packaged atta. Ensure that you're changing your atta with every season. So all these things are
Yes.
there. But can I ask you a broader question? A lot of people adopt these quick diets because in their head they feel that I'm going to lose the first, the hard part, the 20, 30 kilos that I want with this because they know it's not going to be sustainable. I'm going to lose it and then I'll get on a maintenance diet. How do you respond to them?
So I always tell everyone one thing: the quicker it comes, the faster it goes. Okay, it is always very easy that you lose some weight, but it is very difficult to maintain that that you have lost. And the people who follow this quick
Correct.
fixes, okay, they are the victim that always their weight come back, and sooner their weight goes away. So whatever the weight that they have lost, it doesn't stay with them. They always gain back the weight they have lost. This is just because continuously changing, the diet trends. This is continuously being the victim of this diet trends, because all these industries, they are milking you. Okay, they are just spreading information, and always people should understand that information without awareness and knowledge doesn't have an impact on us. It is not fruitful at all. So any diet will tell you today that, okay, today you leave this and tomorrow you have that. That means it doesn't work for you and it's not at all fruitful for you. So
Sure,
I always
sure.
believe that
Let me
we should
throw in a couple of
follow a diet
situations
which
and a
is
couple of
sustainable.
diets at you. Yeah, let me throw in a couple of issues at you, Shikha, and just quick answers there on understanding, does it work, does it not work? Does
All right.
intermittent fasting work?
Okay, intermittent fasting is a part of our already culture. Okay, if you do in a right way, then it of course work, and it is different from different people. If intermittent is good for 12 hours for you, then it's good. It's not a norm that which is said that 16 hours is important and that's the only way it will work for you. It is different from different individual. Yet it does work, but if done in the right way.
Okay, so what about the other water fast, which is a trend these days, that I'm not going to have water because it leads me to bloating and the body has enough?
See, our body is made of 70% water, right? If you don't have enough water, the body will sense, danger that you're not giving it enough water, and it will start retaining water. And that is the reason you feel bloated and you have water retention, right? So water is a very, very important, very underrated mineral, which is very important for us. And since water is part of the weight, people think that if they stand on the weighing scale and if they have less water, it will show less on the weighing scale. But actually, it's a temporary thing. It doesn't have any correlation with the fat. So just for that, a temporary happiness, they have less water, so that on the weighing scale, the weight shows less, because weight is made up of your bone density, your minerals, your skin, your hair, your water content, your muscle mass, your fat mass. So if water is less, the weight is less, and they're
Okay.
happy. That's a temporary happiness.
Okay. Okay, what about portion control? That's the other big trend. There's a very famous ad also out there which says, "Tukdo mein jee rahe hain," meaning you have everything, but you have very little of everything to just satiate yourself and not indulge. What about that trend?
You know what? Human species are incapable of overeating. We have a hormone called leptin, which means lactose. That means thin. It tells you, it gives you a feeling of satiety and not lead you to overeating. But that only happens if you're paying attention while eating with your food and chewing your food
Yeah.
well. Okay, but nowadays no one has a time. Even for that 10 or 15 minutes, people either are on their phone or their TV or just discussing some important things. So that is missing. For that, now everyone is giving the given and the calculated portion control. But in our body, this hormone, we are not using this hormone, which means thin. If people who are just paying attention while eating the food, they can never gain weight. They are always thin because of this particular hormones. So all we need to do is, for the portion control, is pay attention while eating and chew our food well. That's a very common thing. Also in Canadian guidelines, they came up with this fact in 2019 that for optimal digestion and for sustainable weight loss, all you need to is pay attention, and that is all what I tell my clients. So
Yeah.
that way there'll be portion
Yeah.
control
But
on the
Chika,
food.
everything that you're saying sounds very wise.
Hmm.
Everything that you're saying sounds very wise, but is very difficult to implement. Imagine somebody at this time of the day, is running to office, has lots of things, presentation in mind, or a difficult meeting with the boss in mind, or wondering how to pay their bills at this moment. In the middle of that, to really concentrate, sit down and chew your food properly is difficult. So anybody at this moment who is struggling with a right kind of diet and nutrition, and we all know that abs are made in the kitchen. It starts with what you eat, and less has to do with how many weights you're picking up at the gym. To them, then, what is your advice?
Coming to the point, what you mentioned, that everyone is very busy. What I believe, that if you don't have time for your health and the food, the first thing that we start our body with, we say Anna Pur Brahma. That means that wisdom, that completeness with food. So if you don't have that completeness feeling with the food, then how do you start your day wisely? So at least that 10-15 minutes, if you give to the food, you see the difference, the way you'll be able to carry your day without any stress. So we cannot control other stress, but we can definitely control the stress while we are having the food. Definitely. This one particular thing helps to cure a lot of problems. And to manage our daily, that we just need a pre-planning, and you have to be organized the way you have organized this session. You must have, kept other things aside, and, be present here early in the morning before time, so that you could be, presented. It's just the matter of being organized and pre-planning, and that's it. And give priority to your health. It's all about the priority.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
So we
a lot of
always
us know what
focus,
to do. It's
we
difficult
always
on
focus on the food.
how to do it. But Chika, can I ask, I have last 2 minutes, so can I just pop up one more question, which is very popular on sugar. Is sugar
Yeah.
the new poison? Is sugar the new tobacco?
All right. So sugar, if you think, is a part of our Panchamrita. You must be knowing Panchamrita is any occasion. Okay, we
Yeah.
make this Panchamrita, which is the most holistic thing. So you just think any food which is a part of our Panchamrita, can it be so much of a villain? I don't believe so. It is always the quantity and the way we consume the sugar, and not the sugar. So that is why many people have started, switching from sugar to jaggery, thinking that jaggery is more beneficial, but that is not true. Both have the same effect. In fact, jaggery had more glycemic index. So that is what I was saying, that information without awareness and knowledge doesn't is not fruitful at all. So sugar is not the villain, the way you are having it and the quantity. If you
Yeah.
have sugar with our Indian mithai, the laddus, it's not bad for our health, because it is coming with a lot of vitamin, mineral, and fiber. If you have sugar with pastries and brownies, then of course it is not good for our health. It is just coming with maida. It is just coming with processed food, no minerals, no vitamins, just spiking your glucose level and giving no benefit to our body. So this is how we have switched our sugar from the consumption to our own food, own kitchen, to all these desserts or processed food. So villain is not the sugar, villain is the way we are consuming sugar. So that's my
The
take
way we
on
are
sugar.
consuming and the quantity with which we are consuming.
Correct.
Yeah. All right,
Correct.
Chika, we'll
Yes.
leave it there. Thank you so much for busting all those myths for us. And hopefully, we'll all find the will in us to actually execute it. Like I said, thanks so much.
Yes. Thank you so much.